Hey guys, welcome back to Grimreaper. Connect you from another video of Raidshadowlegends. Hopefully doing well, and hopefully you're looking after yourself and having a positive start to the week wherever you are in the world. I wanted to in today's video, do a interesting duo to try and help you guys in the arena, and I've gone ahead and rebuilt a couple of champions for my Go Second teams to help me a bit more in live arena, but also to help me in Classic Arena, 3v3, and Siege as well. So, obviously, you guys know I've been doing a couple of collabs, talking about a couple of builds, and etc. And I finally got the pieces on a couple of builds to make these teams happen. And yeah, taking it from there really, and being a bit more difficult to beat in the arena, or that's what I'm hoping for. And we'll talk about blessings, relics, gemstones for these two champions that we're going to showcase today. Two of these champions have been accessible as some way of form of free to play. One was a fusion last year, and one of them was a login champion the year before. Two difficult champions to really deal with, and still very strong in this meta, especially built correctly and used correctly. So, who are we talking about then? Well, I've not got a chance to showcase it today in the meta, but we will start off against this hedgy team that we can see here. And we're obviously talking about these two. We're talking about the Queen Ankora and the UDK. Now, I've gone ahead and rebuilt them, made them a bit better and a bit stronger, and then we'll come in and explain the roles. So, reason why the Queen Ankora is in here, she'll bring a cleanse, shields. She's in a 4-piece immunity with lightning cage. Really important to take that lightning cage. Brings me a speed aura as well, which is pretty useful for siege. And also will be in a 4-piece stone skin, built with high HP, high defense, and high speed, which is pretty useful. I would like a high resistance build as well, but that's not something that I can do at the moment. Generally what I've got available, and we would talk about a few options. Now, she's also in here for the passive as well. She has amazing passive, which basically stops the person with the highest crook damage being CC'd, which we'll try and use the free-to-play options today in today's video as the nukers as well. Obviously, the UDK allows you to bring that Rhodas in here, but it's also really effective against Sungwon, Taurus, and a couple of other champions, and makes it a bit difficult. He also does bring AoE shield as well, and continuous heal, decrease attack and the fear, which is really solid. We have left the polymorph blessing, but you could also go lightning cage, or what's the other one called, lightning cage, or you can use harvest, life harvest as well, depending on your setup. I'm trying to leave one champion at least in polymorph just to give me a bit of polymorph va-va-voom, right? So these are the ways that we're going to look at. These are the two champions that we have for today's video. We're going to start off with the Hedgie. So the Hedgie is obviously a very meta champion. We'll bring in a Marius as well, because I know everyone has access to a Marius at some point in their raid journey. You might not have him yet, but this can be replaced with any nuker, Sungwon, Rhodas, Sigford, whatever. So you can see the champions I've got behind me that I know use. And then again, Lightning Cage Blessing would be the way to go. 4-piece Stone Skin and Ignore Defense set, which can be one of many champions. And then we want a flex spot, right? So the flex spot could be another nuker. A flex spot could be a bolster champion. It could be a CC champion, depending what you want to bring in this. So for now, I guess we'll bring in another nuker. That kind of makes sense. So we can use Narcissus, Ronda, Rhodas could be fine in this. Or I could just drop in a bolster set for some extra protection from the Duchess, or drop in someone like a Torment with that freeze, which would be good against Arbiter, and also has great synergy in his setup. So I really want to showcase this. I will put the builds down in the and after this video towards the end. So you can see here we have got a 4-piece immunity. We have got a Torment in here as well, and then we have a 6-piece stone skin with double reaction. We're going to go ahead and put up our shields. to protect us. There was no reason to cleanse. This is a very easy team for me to deal with. Obviously, Marius will bring that increased defense for everyone, which has a lot of survivability options, and he's fairly fast compared to everyone else. And then we'll see here, we will take out this team pretty easily and not having to worry about this team whatsoever. Very, very easy team for me to take out like this. And yeah, and you do see these a lot, obviously, with some more blessings, etc. up in classic, live arena gold 4 as well. So we also have got a few more champions that are harder to deal with. So the reason why we have in the 4P immunities to deal with a lot of meta champions like Gizmak, Nishak, Commodus, all these big boys. Obviously, it's useful against Star Sage if you can keep the immunity against him as well, and can be okay against lockout champions like Trixia and Fabian, who are weak affinity. Now there is a few, we'll talk about relics and etc. because there is a few options for that. So we will go ahead and just try and do a 3-man defense for this team. I'm going to drop the Marius and bring in, you know what, because it's bombs, we can actually bring in what's his name, Necrid against that, and we could then go like that or that. Necrid is very good against bombs, and he can protect one of your nukers, and especially if he's in a shield set or protection set as well, that can slow down Commodus as well. As a Commodus abuser, I do know how to counter him fairly well, and then this team will go well pretty together. Obviously, mixing the sets together as well kind of makes teams. And then there's a few options we'll talk about later for relics for the whole team. So you can see here, we've been able to deal with it. We've only got one bomb on us, which is what it is. We can go ahead and protect myself maybe. And we can go ahead and cleanse off the bombs there. Not too sure what happened with Nishak. And then Rodus is left to do his thing against our Arbiter as well. So he will go and do his thing. Obviously, Queen Ankora can't get stripped. And it doesn't really matter now she's been stripped. Obviously, Necrid in a bolster set or protection could be the way to go. Because obviously, if he's in protection set, the block boss can't be stripped off whatsoever, which is going to be also have its own utility within that as well. So yeah, that's kind of a few ways to build this team. Ankora's done a job. She's still in the bolster as well. Whereas it's not really going to take anything there, and it's going to be really, really strong overall. Then, okay, so I can see a Commodus here. I can see a Strip Champion. I can see a Carnage, and etc. Again, I can drop in Necrid to make this team a bit stronger to protect my nuker, which would be really, really useful. But let's say you don't have a Necrid and we just want to showcase the three together. We have a Seafy as well, so we could throw in, for example, Armance, who is in a Sonic set to kind of slow them down if we wanted, and to slow down the Commodus as well. There's a few options there. I'm going to try and take this on with a 3-man defense, 3-man team, so we can showcase this build together. And obviously, if you drop in Necrid and you have the Queen and Cora together, they can only band one in live arena, so that's one thing to kind of take a note. Marius should die. We might lose UDK if he gets a strong hit, and if he has increased accuracy as well, which is really, really useful. Obviously, he's got no pinpoint, which might play in my favor as well. He's going to go ahead and do his bombs. Now, obviously, people in arena will be a bit smarter with that stuff that they're doing right now, which I won't deny. But it is worth noting as well, we're actually immune to we're also immune to the stun right now from Queen and Cora, because Marius has the highest critical damage, right? He also can't be reflected with the stun right now because also Queen Ankora is going to protect us. So we can go ahead and just get rid of this team. Now this team is not badly built or anything like that. It's not a super crazy team if I'm being honest, but it still shouldn't be 3-manned, and that is how powerful this team can be. Obviously he's got low PP, his low arenas, gold 3, so he's not the top end, but we can see here we've got another type of team. Now Nishak might be, Maris might be faster than Nishak, which could be a interesting one, but we do have 2 strict champions, so we are relying on the lightning cage to protect our immunity for 2 turns. Obviously if we lose the if we lose the immunity, we could be in a little bit of trouble, which does go ahead and lose our immunity, which is one of them ones. I think we're a little bit unlucky, and I think Maris is just really solid against that. So we could try something a bit different from that. Let's go ahead and get some more arena tokens. Okay, we can throw in a bolster set champion, which could be 981. I won't throw in Necrid because I know if I throw in Necrid that it will make this really easy to win. And I want to just show that we can use the bolster set on top of the immunity to add some RNG to our level and help us a bit more against these bombs and strip champions where you're facing them. So there we do lose that, but we're going to go ahead and protect us. Will she stay alive? She will stay alive, which is great. So the bolster set did its job. We did take some damage from the Marius as well. We can go ahead and do the cleanse and protect the rest of our team. Now she probably still will die anyway once the poisons kick in, but Duchess is still looking very good. I think Reaction must have procced. He must have landed some poisons because he's got that. Now the UDK has even with accuracy up, it's got enough resistance to deal with the options, and we can go in and get rid of this team. So you can see there that the bolster set really did help us. The Nishak, probably not again bestly built, but does have that increased attack and got a little bit lucky with that forward set as well, which again is quite useful. Now we have Sigford, who is a crazy meta champion. We do have a strip champion in here as well from Fabian. So there is some RNG between the lightning cage and also a weak hit or not. So we're going to come in and go like this. Obviously, we could come in with this and then come in with another bolster set champion. We could come in with a CC champion and a nuker. So for example, I'm actually going to bring in Tormund to try and freeze over there. And if we get locked out by the Fabian, it won't be too bad for us. We also have Affinity on our Ipshu. Knowing my luck, I will get locked out on the Rhodus and get locked out on the Queen Ankora. She has got high resistance. I think the high resistance will make the build a bit better overall. But if you're going to build high resistance, you need to be like minimum 800. So you can see there, he actually got really lucky. He's got extra turn as well. And he got the South Cleanse. So he had really good RNG in this, right? In this fight. So was able to stay alive. He was able to get rid of the forward set on us as well. And he has locked us out. So he's had really solid RNG on that level. He did had weak hits on the UDK, from the Carnage, which is great for us. Rose will go ahead and take a bit more damage. So I will try and take out the Arbiter, the A1, see if we get returned. We don't. No Maris shenanigans going on. Looks like Tormund has higher critical damage than my Rhodus, which is interesting because normally my Rhodus is about 320 actually. So there's Aspect of Seroth going off. We do have a freeze there, so I might just play the RNG. Okay, cool. So we get another freeze there from the Torment. And we're just going to see, and you can see here, we're just trying to be difficult against these. So if we can get a cleanse, we'll be back into this game. Oh no, he gets that fear off again. So you can see here, I still need to work on his team a little bit and work on the highest critical damage on this. I didn't realize my Torment had higher critical damage than my Rhodas, which honestly is a bit surprising. Because my Rhodas is built very well for a fully awakened Rhodas. See if we can finish them off here. So again, another solid team coming in. Some old school champions like Torment. I've got Vidra on Torment already with him and Falconus and solid like that. And yeah, you can see that overall that is pretty useful. We could go up against Teox team. Let me just check my Rhodas build. Yeah, he's definitely got good critical damage. He's got 323. I didn't realize my Torment had more than that, if I'm being honest. So he had 324. I think, yeah, it's a relic. So we could just swap out the relic in future. So he's got a little bit less of critical damage there. So again, Teox and Calvalax are a interesting duo because they can go ahead and cause us some issues. So again, if I throw in Necrid, I feel like we'll be fairly solid. So I'm going to throw in Duchess because I don't feel like it'll be fairly solid then. It will get a turn because we're using a bolster on Duchess, so he will get a turn with there. But yeah, he's going to do his thing. Nice. So we'll come in and play our Veils to help reduce some of the damage that we'll take from this Marius. And so you can see we come in like so pretty well. And then we should be coming into play. Obviously, this is not a difficult team anyway, if you know how to play Arena, if I'm being honest, but thought it'd be pretty cool to deal with because I do see some people trying to pull this off in the Arena. So we'll take down the high value champions first, which would be the Reviver and then Marius, because Marius is probably a more dangerous one. I'm not saying that the Teox is not dangerous at all, but I don't feel he's much of a threat compared to the others. Honestly, I think Marius could also one-shot this. And this is why I like the high resistance UDK build, which is pretty nice. I have a gemstone on Duchess to make it more tanky throughout the fight, and then it should be a case of cleaning up unless they have a spec of Seraph on any of the champions, which they don't. And we made that look pretty easily as well. This team not looking too strong, so let's see if we can face another. Okay, so we have Star Sage, Cat. It's not going to be the strongest of Star Sages. Okay, we have a Gizmak, a lockout champion with Marius. So that's going to be very hard to deal with because we will have the Gizmak to deal with. So we will throw in Necrid. There isn't really a replacement for Necrid because of how he works. The reason why we'd use him is because of this block buffs going on. So the block buffs and our protection going on the lowest champion, right? So the lowest HP in a team, which would be the Rhodas in this case. The UDK is fairly tanky, around about 110,000 HP with 5k defense. So you can see there, no burns, so that's will help against deal with Gizmak a little bit. We do go ahead and actually get some burns, and he does get off that Ferald as well, which is a little bit annoying, but it's fine. And I actually might die to the Marius now. If we can get an extra turn. If we get extra turn, we would be looking a lot better. But yeah, we go ahead and get killed, which is a little bit of a bummer, but you know, lockout is the weakness to the team, if I'm being honest. Because we don't have high resistance. Now we had high resistance ankora with the same type of stuff, then there would be that as well. But it's also worth noting Marius is just absolute beast of a champion. That is why we're still running polymorph, because that just helps a little bit to deal with these type of champions as well. So, you know, you could try. Honestly, if it didn't have a Marius, we would win it. You could try, honestly, adding Torment back in, actually, and see if you can get freeze. That might be optional. I don't think Marius was in Stone Skin. I wasn't really paying a notice. I think someone wasn't in Stone Skin. We can't freeze Yumiko in the Veil. Okay, so they're all in the Stone Skin. So yeah, the Torment doesn't really add anything to this fight, if I'm being honest. It's also worth noting as well, like Ankora hasn't locked us out there as well, and he's been very successful of cleansing off the Ferald again. So if you're going to use the Ferald, and if you don't have a Marius, try and take Marius before. I think Marius is a good champion to pick in La Arena to go first and go second. We'll try against this team again. This one, we have Marius, we have no lockout champion. So let's try Necrot again in this team and see what we can do here. Now, UDK obviously great against against Sigford on the A2. He actually gets the lockout on UDK, so that might be a 3%, honestly, if I'm being honest. Or I don't think he got that accuracy first. So that might be a 3% on how? Because I got like 900 resistance, and we got enfeebled for 2 turns. Not really having a lot of good luck today on RNG. Alright, so we are now in the game. We will deal with Marius first, because Marius is the biggest threat. Obviously, Queen Ankora has gone down, which is a bit of a bummer. We will deal with Fabian next. Oh, we just missed him for damage, which sucks a little bit. But so we do get a weak hit this time. Now I want to deal with Marius first. I'm hoping we can get enough turns. Okay, we still got a bolster on us as well. That's no nice big about that. Okay, so Fabian's gone. Still have to deal with a true fifth for a bit. We lose the thingy. Now this just becomes down on weak hits or fear. We need to take out Sigford next to deal with that. He's got a gemstone to play around with. I did it the wrong way around. I forgot about his passive. Cool. We're gonna get extra turn anyway. We get extra turn again. No, okay, so he will win this now, unfortunately. I screwed up on a passive on the Sigford, which gave them a win. Yeah, which is just gonna A1A there. A little bit lucky again on that. Did he have Phantom Touch? He didn't. So a little bit lucky on there. I did make a mistake. I've actually beat him in live arena as well. So yeah, another solid one. Hopefully this kind of shows you what I'm trying to do with the two champions. You can see here we've got another style of team to deal with. I guess we will just try and do a 3-man, so he has double Odin actually. And yeah, hopefully you can kind of see what we can deal with here. So we again deal with the He-Man with the UDK. We're actually dealing with the nukes as well from we're dealing with the nukes as well from thingy. So we're getting increased defense, which will help against the damage mitigation. He's just going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to go 1, 2. We'll go for the reset. We don't get it. Sucks. There's going to be the Ferald. This is a good team to put Rhodas and Maris together as nukers, which is great. You can see there that ankora will get stunned, which is fine, but Maris is stun free, right? And that's what you want. Go ahead and play that. And we can do this all day and deal with it pretty nicely. Go ahead and cleanse it off. We don't mind if he does his passive too much. We're going to get that head. Go ahead and get that. And then we'll just deal with this Marishka. Now, if the Odins get a little bit lucky against the UDK and strip him with the A3, then obviously they can revive Marishka. But if you have a second nuker in here, it's going to be very, very useful. So they're going to go ahead, come back in. We'll play our shields to protect us. We'll get stripped anyway. UDK's high resistance is going to stay. He's going to go ahead and kill us with the He-Man, which is fine. Just drags out his fight a little bit longer. Get a full strip, and then it's 9-9 to this team. Again, 9 team to deal with, but we didn't really have much threat. Okay, it's only level 82, so maybe his gear is not amazing. But again, this can work in the arena with the right setup. Obviously, with live arena, you don't want to be taking the UDK straight away. You can take Queen and Ankora straight away, to be honest, within the first like 2 or 3 picks. I would probably open with Marius though first, because Marius is super strong and offers you a lot of flexibility. Just gonna see what's in the shop. Merch, nothing good. I'm looking for Malamasu overall. So let me go ahead and show you the builds then on the champions, and I'll drop the rest of the builds in the description of today's video on the HH link if you want to see the Rhodas, etc. So this is their Ankora build. I'm coming in with very high HP of 137,000, 5,000 defense, and then 296 speed. Again, speed, I'll be honest, I do want towards 300. I just didn't have enough 6-star blessings to kind of, the 6-star blessing, or I didn't have enough 6-star glyphs to kind of get there. Didn't have any at all, which kind of sucks a little bit. Obviously, we have a relic, which I'll show you in a second. We have the blessing, which we got from the event. The empowerment, which I was looking at the pool one. Max Guardian factions, masteries, classic arena, and then affinity bonuses from a max great hall, and then the artifacts itself. So that is going to be super impactful. They're the only 3 stats that we care about. So you can see here HP all the way to, ideally you go in HP on everything, so high HP compared to defense would be better. Now for this, I went with Book of Journals at the moment. Haven't updated her relic. I think the best 2 relics for her though would be one is submissive, honestly would be pretty strong. I think the best 3 relics actually that I can think of the top of my head would be one is submissive, Aspect of Seraph, which would be super strong to stop her, again, make her a bit more awkward to deal with. And another one would be Magma Shield. Magma Shield I have on a sea feed, but it's just too expensive for me to move for today's showcase. But Magma Shield, if I can get like a Hello of Hits or something, honestly, for a sea feed in future, I will move the Magma Shield on to make Queen Ankora. I just use the sea feed in every team. So I have it on her right now, but these give me 2 more circle gemstones. I do have bolstered defense, which is a gemstone. It ignores the defense effects are 12% less effective against the swearer. So that's anything from like a savage to hammer smasher, etc., which is pretty useful. Again, a better relic there. I think you can pretty much stack them. I do have 2 of these on my account. So again, Magma Shield I actually can use 2, and also get like a little shield from the Magma Shield at the start, as well as 2 more gem slots, which are not very strong if I'm being honest. So they could be the ones. For me, Lightning Cage is the way to go when you're using Ferald or Stone Skin on her, because you're using her and go second teams. And then these are the masteries that we're running. Don't think these are the best match trees, but I'll be honest, these are the ones I've been running for a long time, and I'm just a bit of a tight ass to run. For me, the ones I would take as big ones is lasting gifts, high resistance builds, unshakable, lasting gifts, tiny intervention is pretty useful. Delay death, actually, cycle of violence would be a good one to take as well, actually, which I should actually take that because it's going to be super key. So let me redo these as well. So increase the heals on the shields, or increase the shields. So you take the shields. You're gonna take defense here because it's not high resistance build, and then you'll take damage mitigation, which should be decrease the damage from AoEs, and then decreases the damage against champions. That which would honestly be a stronger one. And then we can take Resurgence against this. Now we could take Rapid Response, extra turn meter, or you can take Wisdom of Battles, which is pretty strong. So I'm going to take Rapid Response for extra turn meter because we do put shields, and Strengthen if you're using the Narcissus on the same team. Survivability as well, which is quite useful for increasing the amount of shields. Is there anything on this row that could be better? Maybe actually Shadow Heal could be quite nice, especially against like C-Fees for the A1, etc. So I think for me this would be a bit more consistent than Delay Death all day long, and then I would probably go Cyclone Magic, and then Law Steel for extra stats. Yeah, Law Steel would probably be the way to go. Merciless Aid, honestly, is not a bad one as well. Then for me, again, Lasting Gifts is the way to go. With the cycle of violence, this will give me more turn meter to get my shields back up, etc. Which honestly is a very strong relic blessing. So, and then increases this champion's turn meter by 20 whenever an ally drops, which is great again to go with. And then for me, I'm actually going to go with Retribution, so she has a chance to counterattack and reset on the counterattack overall, and that would be the way for me to go there. Then with the UDK, again, there is a few options for this style of build. Think for me though that the builds would be subjectable. So for me, 3-piece reaction, 6-piece bolster would be the best way to go. So in a bolster, 6-piece stone skin, and then we're actually focusing on high resistance. So I'm at 995 right now. Want to make him slow as possible, so speed you don't really care about. Then defense, we're coming in at 5,700. Honestly, this defense is way too high compared to the HP. The HP needs to be a lot higher overall. So if I want to improve this build, maybe we'll re-roll the Dust in future on him from like from defense ascension to HP to kind of increase his HP overall. So you can see here, then we have a little relic overall, and that would be the way to go for that style of build. I just need a better reaction, which is going to be super hard to get. Now, for relics, I'm going to come back to that. But for me, polymorph is the way to go, or life harvest. You could go lightning cage as well. But for me, with high resistance, I don't think lightning cage is really needed. These are the masteries again going in with that. Again, I don't think these are the best masteries. I've lowered his accuracy a little bit, so maybe we want to get rid of the accuracy side and go the healing side. That could be an option. What was his accuracy? It was at 269. Yeah, you want kind of the accuracy to be at like 350, which could be increased in the future, which we're going to talk about in a second when we're talking about relics and etc. So for me right now, for gemstones, I would come in with the wearer gains of 30% 30 resistance, and then you can see here resistance overall. So that really adds up for the resistance. Obviously, we took this one for now because the HP and resistance is really useful, so I just took it for that. There is a lot of annoying relics with the UDK that make him more annoying, if I'm being honest. Magma Shields give you resistance, HP, and defense, and then it also will give you the shield option, which is not a bad option as well, to be honest. If you're lucky enough to get Aspect of Seraph could be useful because you get resistance and defense, and then you get that annoying passive as well. Then you honestly have Dragonstone, which increases the defense. You also get some more resistance and defense from that as well. You can Elixir Gold, which gives you accuracy. This one as well, which is very, very useful. I'm trying to get to 900 resistance on him minimum, so that's why I took him with that relic, to be honest, over the elixir. Then you could actually go Molten Death Bow as well for the accuracy side. But there is another option which is I started using on a couple of the accounts to try and get towards the 800 resistance, because I would prioritize the 800 resistance over the accuracy, etc., so he can do his job, and that's going to be this one, the Inferiorate Baroness, which is really, really strong. And the wearer gets a resistance increased by 2% for every 5% HP loss, and stacks up to a 20%, which can go up to another cracking. It's absolutely incredible. Gemstones are not that great for this, but having a 96 resistance coming in straight off the bat with some extra HP is going to be super strong, especially if you're missing that level 5 blessing. It's going to be super, super impactful and really help you to get that resistance, which can be more annoying. And I guess that is about it on that side. I don't think there's any more relics that I would really kind of consider off the top of my head. There is obviously probably a few more relics that would be very useful, but again, I'm only taking this for the resistance for now. Once I get one of the, honestly, once I will probably go for something with like resistance and accuracy on, which is something like that, or I'm not too sure. Maybe I will wait for another Magma Shield or Aspect of Seraph. I would probably go with Aspect of Seraph, honestly. Overall, like if I had to pick out of all of them, out of like legendary and below, I'd go Aspect of Seraph. If I had to pick mythical and all of them, I would probably go Falconer's Heart, which I do have on my account, which is super nice. That would put me like over 900, well over like 970 resistance, which can be quite difficult, honestly, even if they're using accuracy up, depending on the builds as well. Anyway, that is it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoy this, and hopefully this kind of duo kind of makes sense. It's an option for a live arena. Is it strongest options out there? Not at the moment, but against the right teams, it can work very, very well and do get you some wins. I think this could be a very strong strategy to help you get towards that 50%, or just having an extra strategy in the arsenal. You can obviously practice against other people in classic arena and just kind of get the bearings for the team, which is what I've been doing. I've been using this strat now for a while, just in putter and failed, which again helps me against Gizmax, on bombs, and etc., which makes now the build stronger. Will make it more impactful against that as well. Obviously, UDK is very strong against champions like Georgie, E-Man, and etc., which is very meta in the lower levels of the arena as well, where I do see them time to time lingering. And I guess that's about it from me. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. As usual, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I've been Grim. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.